I would rather rip my mouth off my face than have to ask her this question. I also have a really random question for you, and it's totally okay to say no. Hello everybody. Today we are talking about rejection sensitivity dysphoria, which you might have heard called RSD online. It's more frequently talked about now over TikTok or Instagram Reels, and it's become more popular and more well known. And I think a lot of people assume that they have it. But I wanted to do a more in-depth video about what is it, what does it look like, what are the symptoms, and most importantly, how do you manage it and get better at it? So it's not something that is crippling or causes really embarrassing things to happen, which we will get into. So the Cleveland Clinic defines RSD as rejection sensitive dysphoria is a problem that interferes with your ability to regulate your emotional responses to feelings of failure and rejection. While rejection is almost always unpleasant, people with RSD experience overwhelming levels of emotional pain. Let me be clear what rejection sensitivity dysphoria is not. It is not its own condition. You cannot go into the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostical Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and find rejection sensitivity dysphoria. What you will find, though, is that it is frequently used as a symptom under other things, such as ADHD, such as autism, such as bipolar disorder, and what's the other one? Borderline personality disorder. You'll frequently find that doctors use RSD as a symptom of something and not its own freestanding condition. So here's what's important to know about rejection sensitivity dysphoria. You might think that, you were in high school at one point and you really liked somebody and you were scared to ask them out or talk to them, and at some point you grew brave enough to go and talk to them, but they rejected you and it destroys you completely. That isn't rejection sensitivity dysphoria. That is rejection. Everyone can feel rejection. Not everything means that it's a bigger problem. Rejection sensitivity dysphoria, what that would look like would be maybe feeling severe anxiety or negative emotions before an anticipated rejection, such as feeling like I'm never going to talk to this person because even though I like them a lot, I can't even imagine being rejected by them. Never finding that confidence to talk to someone because that rejection would just be too painful. It's a preventative thing. You're avoiding being rejected, and that fear is completely controlling you. Another piece that I think is really relevant to autistic people, myself being one, is having trouble seeing non-positive interactions, such as neutral or vague interactions, as anything but rejection and reacting accordingly to that. So even though something didn't necessarily go wrong, your interaction with a person felt very neutral. Well, it must be because they don't like me. It must be because they don't want to be my friend. It was neutral and that must be bad. We see things that are not necessarily positive as bad. I know for myself as an autistic person, this is a really big struggle for me. If I don't feel as though someone overwhelmingly enjoyed my interaction with them, I'm gonna assume that they don't like me, which now that I've worked on RSD is not something that I struggle with, but at a certain point, this was crippling sometimes. I wanted people to be laughing their faces off, or else I thought that they didn't like me. He's so cute, isn't he? So cute. Oh yeah, yeah. A quick pause to introduce Obi. He's my assistant, business manager, the CEO of my company, and he is a distinguished gentleman. The other piece of rejection sensitivity dysphoria is overreacting to rejection, leading to behaviors that reflect negative emotions like anger or rage or extreme sadness or severe anxiety. I know for myself in the past, and people can attest to this, that I have been an angry person. And anger showed up for me because I was being reactive in terms of rejection. I was so upset that someone didn't like me that I reacted really intensely. And this can actually show up in friendships that I've lost in the past, where they'll come to me and say, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. And instead of saying okay, what can I do? How can I help this? I'll be like, okay, f you, and I'm mad, and now I'm angry, and now we're never gonna talk again. And it became explosive, and I lost friendships. And I've heard this from tons of ADHDers, from tons of autistic people, tons of people that manage and deal with rejection sensitivity dysphoria. People with RSD, it can be very easy for them to feel embarrassed easily or very self-conscious. It can actually prevent us from doing things that are important. Specifically in terms of this, I want to tell you a story one of my followers sent to me. I worked at one job, and when my lead asked me what my name was, I told him my name was Taylor, but he misheard me and said, "Nice to meet you, Tyler." And I wanted to correct him, but he asked me to do something after, and I felt too awkward to correct him. He called me Tyler for 3 months, and some other people called me Tyler too, before he addressed me one day, and my coworker said, "I thought your name was Taylor." And I said, "Oh yeah, it is, but..." And then everyone started laughing, and it was then this big joke, and some people kept calling me Tyler because they thought it was funny, and I let him go 3 months calling me Tyler to other people. It's that feeling as though if I correct them, maybe that will make them feel stupid, and then maybe they don't want to be my friend. Maybe then I'm rejected because of that. And it's holding them back and having them called Tyler. I know, Tyler. While some people might have big spouts of anger or sadness, and it's very visible outwardly when they have feelings of rejection, for other people that deal with rejection sensitivity dysphoria, this can actually be turned inward quite deeply. Instead, it can cause an onspout of severe depression, for example. It can cause isolation and avoidance of people. I can never be rejected if I don't put myself out there. Because rejection sensitivity dysphoria is not its own condition, it can actually cause misdiagnoses. Because I'm a person that has ADHD and is autistic, but if my RSD shows up in a way where inwardly it causes a severe bout of depression, someone might look at that and think, this person must be bipolar because their emotions go up and down like this, when really it's a symptom. It's my RSD causing this type of internal, intense emotional challenge that I'm going through. And so RSD is not really well understood yet. It is something we're still learning a lot about and how it interacts with different conditions. If you have ever called yourself a people pleaser, you are more likely to have rejection sensitivity dysphoria. Because the easiest way to avoid rejection is to please everyone. So if you've ever called yourself a people pleaser, this might be something that you're dealing with, and it might be the way that you are trying to manage avoiding rejection. People pleasing is also a hallmark trait of masking. If you're a person with ADHD or autism and you feel as though you need to be a different person around people so that you are accepted, loved, and supported, I'm actually running a program that is both live and a course that you can go through at your own pace, all about how to unmask. In the last year and a half, I went from being the biggest people pleaser, pretending around everyone, sticking in a state of burnout all the time because of it, and going to be the cuckoo bananas lady that I am now, living happily and surrounded by love and support in the truest form. I put this into a program, put my heart and soul into it, and if you want to get into it, you can do that. Right there. So now for the portion that everyone clicked on this video for. Okay, Hayley, you've described my entire existence. How the f do I get rid of this? How do I very politely ask my RSD to get f***ed? How do I do that? The first way that I would suggest to manage rejection sensitivity dysphoria is just stop putting yourself in positions where you're around people that are not like you. It's really important to foster community of people like you because it's way easier to be accepted when people understand you, love you for who you are, and don't expect you to mask and pretend to be someone else around them. So for example, if you're a neurodivergent person, being surrounded by other neurodivergent people is so rewarding and fulfilling because I'm less scared that someone like that is going to reject me because they have the same challenges. They have the same struggles. Maybe they have the same special interests, and so it's easier for me to connect with them. So managing rejection sensitivity, you can build community. Foster relationships that make you feel seen and accepted. Imagine you have a core group of people, like I do, that are also neurodivergent, love you, support you, want to be around you, they never make you feel rejected. Then you go into a space where there are a bunch of people not like you, and it's harder to fit in that space. I find it easier to exist in a space like that knowing that I have love and support in my big community, the people closest to me. It's easier to be in an uncomfortable position. I feel less likely to mask because I know I have support. I know that I have love. I know that there are people that accept me. I don't need everybody else's acceptance. I have the important people around me that do accept me. That's that's step one. The second step would be to speak these thoughts out loud or to write them down. Because I know for me, my rejection sensitivity dysphoria causes the dumbest thoughts to show up. And it's not until I actually speak them out loud or write them down that I'm able to actually recognize that's dumb. That's a stupid thing my brain just thought and not real. Do you know where I struggle with rejection sensitivity the most? Ordering food. That is where I struggle the most, because I think if I fuck up how I say this, or if I stumble on my words, or if my card doesn't work, oh my God, or if I forgot my wallet, holy shit, end of the world, this person's gonna think I'm an idiot, and they're gonna think I'm done, and they're never gonna wanna, I can't interact with this person anymore, and that's rejection for me. That is where I struggle with it the most. And so, when I sit down with myself before I go to order something, I can think to myself, if I don't have my wallet with me, or if my card gets declined, does that person f***ing care? No. How many people a day does that person see? 100? 100 people every single day? Are they ever gonna remember that moment? Probably not. If I stumble on my words, do they really care? Is that a reflection of who I am? No, it's not. And it's able for me to then manage that anxiety and stress because it is a dumb thought. But my brain believes it unless I challenge it. And I can rework that thought then instead to being, oh my God, it's so stupid that I forgot my credit card and this person hates me now, to going, I forgot my credit card, I'm just gonna go get it, and then I'm gonna come back and pay for my food and they're not gonna care. Cool. That actually happened this week. Do I wanna tell this story? Yeah, I'll tell the story. This week, I went up to my coffee shop and I forgot my credit card at home. And I was so stressed because I was like, this person's gonna think I'm so dumb because I'm gonna go home, get my card and come back and try to order again. And I did, I went and I ordered and I was like, it's fine, they don't care. And I went and I sat down. And it was a moment that a year ago, 2 years ago, would have caused me to maybe have an anxiety attack because I thought this person would hate me or that I'd look stupid. And the idea of someone thinking I looked stupid was like the end of the world to me. So speak it out loud, rework the thought into something that's more realistic. The last and the most important piece of challenging your rejection sensitivity dysphoria is exposure therapy. Forcing yourself into situations where you are able to be rejected so that you can retrain your brain to see that if you do get rejected, life keeps going. It is not the end of the world. You're still able to move forward, and this moment didn't define you or change you as a person. A huge bit of exposure therapy that I have done is being online. I know that people watch my videos and don't like them. I know that I post something online and people comment and say, this is stupid, or you're dumb, or you shouldn't do this, or whatever. And it's huge exposure therapy in terms of teaching me that not everyone's opinion of me actually matters or should affect me or can affect me. So that's been my exposure therapy. But I thought it would maybe be fun if I pushed myself today in a way of being out there and do more exposure therapy that actually scares me and I don't want to do it. I want to show you an easy way to practice rejection sensitivity dysphoria that it sounds easy, but is not. So you want to go get food? I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. So here's the game plan. The goal is that after we've eaten, we've got our little appetizers now. Yeah. After we've eaten, I'm gonna ask our server if there's a possibility that I can see the kitchen. Just see it, I just wanna go see what it looks like. I've never been a server before. I don't know what a kitchen in a restaurant looks like.
Why are you asking that?
Because I think she's gonna say no. And that's the point, is I wanna be rejected. I am so deeply uncomfortable. Why are there so many people here? It's a Thursday at 1, and is she coming back already? She is, she's coming back. Put it away, put it away, put it away. She's gonna say no, right? I've never been a server or like worked in a restaurant, and I've always wondered what a restaurant kitchen looks like. What are the chances I could look at the kitchen?
Literally come, and you can go look at the kitchen right now.
Okay, amazing. I want to see. I've always wondered. It's such a dumb thing to ask.
Industrial.
Like, it was just a fucking kitchen. I'm not stupid. I know what it looks like. Like, it still plays into that RSD of going to see it, because I am thinking, like, she must have thought I was so dumb or weird or strange for asking that. But, like, She didn't fucking care at
She's on
all.
with her day.
She's just moving forward. I'm probably never gonna see her again. Thank you for watching. This has been how to, yep, I speak for a living. Thank you for watching and learning how to manage your rejection sensitivity dysphoria a little bit better. I hope that these things helped. I would love to hear in the comments, what is one way that your fear of rejection or your rejection sensitivity dysphoria has made you do some dumb things, like going by the name Tyler for 3 months. Tell me below, and if you'd like to join me in one of my live programs or one of the courses that you can do at your own pace, check out the description. All of that is there, and it is all at a good price so that you're not spending hundreds of dollars. Love you all very much. If no one has told you yet today, I am so proud of you for putting work into yourself, because nobody else is gonna do it, so it's awesome that you are. Love you so much. See you in the next video. Mwah. Bye. Okay, bye. Bye. See ya. Bye.